Hey everybody, welcome back to the Battlefront Survival Guide and another Star Wars Battlefront 2 video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click that bell to make sure you never miss another installment. This game is almost 3 years old and it's come a long way since its troubled launch. It's now arguably the biggest comeback story in gaming over the last couple years, at least since No Man's Sky. The player count has never been higher and there is now easily more than twice the content available at launch. But there are 10 things I think this game still needs to be the best it can possibly be, in order of what I think is likely or easiest to do, to the things that are just wild pipe dreams at this point. Number 1. New Infantry Weapons. In the February update, we received 4 new blasters for the 4 basic infantry classes. I remember Dennis telling the community last year at some point that it was difficult to put in new weapons, but I can't exactly remember the explanation. So needless to say, when we received these 4 new blasters, I was ecstatic, and I couldn't help but think that this is a good sign for receiving even more. When compared to games like Call of Duty and Battlefield, the selection of basic weapons and attachments is still paltry to say the least. It would take a miracle to get that kind of depth of customization at this point, but it's at least possible, maybe even likely, that we'll still get some more weapons. Number 2, more skins. We've seen a lot of skins added since they brought the Clone Legions to the game, including skins from A New Hope for Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, and Han Solo. And we've been given hints that the developers are planning on finally giving us more skins for the dark side. But there are so many more skins that are possible, the most obvious being for Luke Skywalker with his Bespin outfit, X-Wing pilot uniform, and Endor fatigues. But there are so many opportunities for, number 3, Infantry Cosmetic variants. Now this may seem like nonsense now, but when the game launched I was indeed expecting more of a Battlefield level of customization options. I have to wonder why we don't have cosmetics for our infantry classes like different helmets, jackets, bandoliers, belts, satchels, boots, backpacks, etc. The Clone Legions were a nice touch, so I'm not sure why the same level of detail couldn't be applied to Rebel and Resistance troops as well. Number 4, planet-specific reinforcements. I've been saying for some time that they ought to add more planet-specific reinforcements to the game. With the recent addition of the Ewok Hunter, this desire was mostly realized, but just as the Wookiee Warrior is available on planets like Tatooine or Hoth, so is the new Ewok Hunter. I don't know why it couldn't have just been added to Endor, but I think we need more reinforcements so that they can make this happen. If we can have era-specific heroes in Supremacy, why not planet-specific reinforcements, maybe just in that mode? Numbers 5 and 6 are what I would consider more quality of life issues that shouldn't be really hard to do at all. Number 5 is take the heroes off the minimap. It violates basic fairness to have hero units on the minimap at all times. This can easily be changed to some more general spatial indicator rather than an exact location. Heroes cannot use any stealth at all or guard an objective without everyone in the area immediately turning every weapon and grenade on that hero. While there's no issue with as many people who can see the hero doing it, it's particularly game-breaking for heroes to be the only unit that shows up specifically on the minimap, as though opposing teams have radar only for Sith Lords and Jedi. Number 6 is a cap to the damage stacking. There is, as we speak, no limit to the amount of damage that can be applied to any one player at one time. This is something that would contribute to more people playing heroes who want to, but are particularly terrible at it. While one could say, get good, noob, or that they should be careful not to rush into a bad situation, this would balance the fact that the hero shows up on everyone's radar. If heroes can be taken off the minimap, then the chances of them running into a flood of blaster fire is reduced. If not, then they ought to have a chance to escape quickly when outnumbered. As it is, any hero can be melted in seconds by only 2 regular infantry with decent aim. That's hardly heroic odds. Now to some more content-related changes that are rather unlikely but could be done with enough support. Number 7, Lightside hero variants. If you haven't played the campaign to Battlefront 2 or seen The Rise of Skywalker, then what follows could be considered spoilers. But I really think that we need to see Lightside hero variants for Ben Solo and Iden Versio. We already have Anakin and Vader, so why not these two? While the light side hardly needs another lightsaber hero, he's the only character in a Star Wars film to switch sides and then actually fight for the other side. And Iden Versio actually spends more time in the campaign fighting for the Rebellion than she does for the Empire. The assets are already in-game, so why not bring her over to multiplayer? Now there's ways to balance that, perhaps Someone selects Dark Side Versio, no one can select Rebel Versio, or vice versa. Yeah, number 8, more ancillary characters. This is more of a pipe dream, but why not have more villains like Greedo, Dengar, or Cad Bane, or heroes like Shriv, Captain Rex, or heck, even Nine Numb again? I'm not one of those who thinks there should be a mathematical equivalent to the hero count, but apparently DICE does. And apparently it takes a rather long time to design, animate, and program a new hero. Even though there is already a Rodian model in the game which they could skin Greedo on top of, it seems like either the Frostbite engine or this game in general was designed poorly if it takes so much work to add new characters. But they can do it with reinforcements, so why not more heroes? Number 9, more maps for Galactic Assault. When this game launched, player after player begged and pleaded for DICE to bring back the old Conquest game mode. While for whatever reason they couldn't just name it Conquest, which is a name of a mode in the Battlefield franchise, they gave it to us under the name Supremacy. While this was a welcome addition, and they also brought it to offline play, no one asked them to abandon Galactic Assault. Since Supremacy is their new flagship mode, and because it became so popular so quickly, they seem to have turned away from Galactic Assault altogether. One of the reasons is it must be much easier to program a map for Supremacy rather than Galactic Assault, which generally requires 1 or 2 advancing large armor units like tanks or walkers, and requires a much larger or at least longer map. However, maps like Mos Eisley and Camino don't require this at all, and are predominantly infantry-centric maps. While co-op has given us at least the flavor of Supremacy with its progressive objective play, it's just not the large-scale flavor that Galactic Assault gives us. And the biggest pipe dream of them all, number 10, Retooled lightsaber combat. This is my single biggest hope for the next generation of Star Wars Battlefront games, if and when that game ever comes. Whether designed by EA DICE for the next generation of consoles or some other developer someday down the road, the lightsaber combat must be better. Right now it is frankly abysmal. It's usually buggy, the hit logic is frightfully inexact, there is no legitimate block and parry system, and every match of heroes versus villains is a sloppy button-mashing orgy. It's inarguably the worst mode in the game from a pure gameplay standpoint. It's who can hit the button first and the fastest. Even their hackneyed attempt at gaming the mode with the ridiculous stamina changes wasn't enough to fix it. 2 heroes can sit there with their blocks up all day long and nothing happens, or they can take turns exchanging ineffectual blows, blocking each other in turn, and the only governing factor is the arbitrary stamina mechanic. Whoever's stamina gives out fastest loses. It's just a binary mathematical equation. The hero abilities are so varied, their health so vastly different, and the stamina system so complex that it's impossible to bring a balance to the combat. It used to be my favorite mode, and now I haven't played more than 2 rounds of it in the last 6 months. These have been my 10 things that I think Battlefront 2 needs. Like the video if you appreciate the content, and leave a comment letting me know what you think Battlefront 2 needs. If you'd like to support the channel, you can buy me a coffee at the link in the description. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.